Hello everyone, welcome to PTE Reorder Paragraph Real Exam Question Series. This is 26th video in this series, and in this series we discuss the reading hacks for reorder paragraphs, the tips, tricks and strategies for real exam questions. So let's get started. My name is Bhrat Brij and I have scored a perfect 90 in all the 10 skills of PTE, and in this series we discuss reading hacks, tips and tricks so that you can also crack your PTE reading in first attempt, whether your target score is 65, 79 or 58 plus. So do not forget to subscribe to our channel because we post such informative videos on a regular basis. And this is the real reading scoring. Students often think that PT reading module is of 90 marks. No, it is not of 90 marks. It's just of 47 marks. And reorder paragraphs are of 6 marks. So if you are getting 3 reorder paragraphs, so it will be 2 marks each. And if you are getting 2 reorder paragraphs, it will be 3 marks each. Okay, and now let's get started with the reorder paragraphs. So you get 2 minutes, you have to solve the reorder paragraph in 2 minutes, you have to skim the information. Along with skimming, then you have to read it and then arrange them in pairs, and then you have to confirm the pairs if they are correct or not, and you have to do all these tasks in 2 minutes. And this is today's topic, and as usual I'm going to give you 30 seconds to skim through this and then we are going to discuss it. Okay. Okay, so I'm back now. So first of all, you know that we skim it for finding independent line, if there is an independent line or not, and then we see if we can find any conclusion line or not. Okay, so now let's quickly start scanning for the independent line. In the training, each calf and a small pen found a wall with 5 holes arranged in horizontal line 2.5 feet apart. From the rules, you may think that okay, it's independent line, but if we tell our students in detail how to find independent lines, because over here if in the training, it means that training would have been already mentioned, that's why it's using the training. So this cannot be your independent line. To gauge optimism and pessimism, the researchers set up an experiment involving 22 calves. What is gauge? Gauge is measure, and if you have learnt our templates, you know that you would be knowing this word already. Okay, so yes, this seems an independent line that it can stand alone as it is. So let's keep it and let's move to the next one. The hole at one end, again the same reason, the holes would have been mentioned somewhere, but still let's skim it. The hole at one end contained milk from a bottle, while the hole at the opposite end contained an empty bottle, delivered a puff of air in calves' faces. Okay, so over here you see that we would have talked about the hole already, so that's why it cannot be your independent line. The calves, again the calves would be mentioned somewhere, so that's why it can't be your independent line. Before they started the experiment, obviously if they are talking about some experiment, it would have been told before, so that's why it cannot be an independent line. So we are just left with one line, which is independent line. Then we are going to drag this and we are going to move it over here. Now let's see the pairing, how it will work. And always remember our two strategies, which is TO strategy and SO strategy. TO strategy is topic order strategy and SO strategy is subject object strategy. Okay, so topic order strategy says that the talk of one topic will be covered and then new topic will start, and SO strategy states that the subject of one will be presented as the object of second. Okay, so now let's see, try to find the pairs or the order using that. So in the training, it means that each calf, okay, you have to see that training would have been mentioned somewhere else. Yes, it's mentioned. Okay, it would be mentioned here. Then the holes, we have the holes would be mentioned over here. Is somewhere holes mentioned here? No. The calves learn quickly which side, how they can learn if the experiment is not set up yet. Okay, right? So because we are just talking about they are setting up an experiment including 22 calves, so calves has been introduced here. Before they started the experiment, they trained the calves to understand which of the choices would lead to a reward. Obviously, you have, this is an independent line, and then you have to tell before starting the experiment. Only then experiment can be started, because in the training you are doing the experiment. This is related to experiment, and this seems more or less like a conclusion line that they learned quickly. This seems to be a conclusion line. So first you have introduced the experiment, what the experiment is about, and then you are going to tell before they started the experiment. So obviously you had to introduce the experiment, because over here the is there, and over here see an is here. So depending upon our SO strategy as well as TO strategy, because we are going to talk about experiment first, so we are going to move it over here. So you have now set up an experiment, then you have told the preconditions also. Now let's see the next one in the training. Okay, so they have talked about trained over here. Okay, so now trained is your again SO strategy. Using SO strategy we are going to talk about training. So they had trained the calves, but what they did in training. Okay, so in the training each calf entered a small pen and found a wall with 5 holes, okay, arranged in a horizontal line. So that's why this is going to be here, because now we are going to explain in detail the training part. So moving on to the next one. So now we have talked about holes over here. So you see the hole over here makes sense, the hole, because the hole has been introduced here. Again our SO strategy, the hole at one end. So what we are going to do is we are going to put this one over here, and and you have just one line left, and this was more or less seems like a conclusion line. So we are going to put this in the end. So now let's see if all the answers are correct. Let's see that. Yes, the answers are correct. So you see, if you know the right strategies, the tips and tricks, you can easily crack or solve your reorder paragraph within 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes, the recommended time, as we have found with our big data analysis. Our students at Marvel PTE know these strategies, which strategies, how to find an independent line, then BS strategy, which is brought to specific strategy, okay, then CO strategy, which is chronology strategy, then is connectors, how we can make the pairs based on connectors, then TO rule, which is topic order rule, we had seen its implementation today, AB rule, which is abbreviation rule, SO strategy, subject object strategy, we had seen its usage today, okay, and then how to find the last sentence or the conclusion, and we had seen its usage also. So from the strategies, we today could solve a reorder paragraph based on 1, 2, 3 and 4 strategies. So if you know these strategies, you can easily solve your reorder paragraphs. Okay, so our strategy is simple, and in 30 seconds you will be able to solve your reorder paragraphs, and you will get always 100% marks if you are going to follow our strategies. Always remember, you just have 2 minutes to attempt your reorder paragraph. So in first 30 to 60 seconds you have to skim the content, you have to find an independent line, and then you have to find the conclusion line. And we could do both today in first 30 to 60 seconds, and then in next 30 to 60 seconds you have to look for clues, you have to use our strategies, the TO strategy, SO strategy, you can use the pointers, find pointers to make the pairs, and all the strategies which we teach are validated and proven strategies. You can see the scores in the ticker below for the students who have achieved their target score with us. And these are some recent success stories where students have scored 90 overall also. This is our WhatsApp number 8699121121. You can WhatsApp us if you have any questions or doubt, or if you want to take coaching online or institute based. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel because we post such informative videos on a daily basis. We give wings to your dreams.